Greetings world walkers, FiOth here, and if you are here as well, it's because you want to clear the chimney without losing all your hair over this shit. So I'm gonna explain what you have to do in order to clear it as easily and safely as possible. First order of business, move around the upper level of this map and break as many of the conductor crystals as possible with a long gun. This will be what's zapping you whilst you're trying to climb down this huge ass staircase. So if you have destroyed some of them from beforehand, you won't have to stop and shoot whilst all hell is breaking loose. Second, we need to understand what is hurting us here. It's pretty much a permadeath scenario if you move too slow and get caught by the energy ceiling, or if you move too fast and get caught by the energy floor that you see below. You're pretty much sandwiched between two layers of energy, this purple hue mist that you see there. You have to pace yourself, moving, fighting and breaking these crystals in order to make it to the bottom. That's easier said than done, first and foremost because everything is sparkling around you. It's a cluster F of particles and lights and sounds. Second, there will be a plethora of enemies attacking you. They don't spawn infinitely from what I can tell on veteran at least, but there will be a lot of them spawning from walls in set intervals, and there seem to be specific checkpoints that will trigger the next wave. So you have to either turn around and fight them, have the engineer's turret cover your back, or avoid them whilst you're making sure you haven't run too far ahead, or as I said, the energy floor will kill you. I'm demonstrating the gameplay here raw, just the way I did it solo, and it is really not as hard as it seems. Here I made sure I was checking the floor, and as long as the hue was gone, I kept moving. I died more times to overstepping in this instance than I died to anything else. So the whole ordeal takes about 7 minutes if you break crystals in the beginning instead of just rushing in. If you don't spend any time breaking crystals, it will be around 5 minutes. The crystals will also spawn at different locations, all RNG based, as you probably understand, because this is Remnant. You can't really expect everything to be in the exact same spot that it was for me. But certain things are in the exact same spot, and I'm gonna explain when we get there. If you have Enigma or anything else that can deal good AoE damage, it'll be great in clearing the hordes. You don't want to have to headshot every single one of these suckers. You have to move fast and efficiently. Here I place my turret. If you don't have the turret, just use an AoE ability. And when you reach this tower here, this overgrown tower, you will be besieged by one of these exploders. Trigger it and avoid it, and then you have to break 3 routes behind the pillars. If you found it difficult to understand how you proceed, this is how. You break these bulbs, 3 of them, and then you drop through this opening that will be created. Don't jump to the right, you might have an instinct to do so, but that's certain death. You have to keep going around and over this vine. This will take you to a relatively safe corridor behind the mess. Here you see the purple hue on the ground. I wait for it to subside and keep going. An exploder here might be anything really, and then enemies. You should be able to take a hit here. Ideally, you want either to dodge all of them, kill them real fast, or somehow tank them via bulwark or healing. Then you'll be back into open ground. That means more crystals. Enigma, again guys, I'm pretty sure Enigma will be nerfed to the ground at some point, because when it comes to horde clearing, it's pretty much the best tool in the game. But for the time being, if you have it, use it. It will make your life that much easier. I have a vid on how to get Enigma by the end of this one. Continue going. If you think you're getting too overwhelmed by all the variables here, you can take a hit from one of the conductors. The problem is that it will also charge you and damage you in sequence a second time. Careful of the broken floor here. Nearing the end of the descent. Here is the purple hue on the ground again. If I had taken a couple more steps, I would have been dead. It insta kills you. I don't know, it's like a bad dad joke, there's no hope. Little moth dying. Here I got a level that actually healed me once, but it's not about running out of healing, it's about pacing yourself. We're almost there. Purple mist again. I place my turret in case it can clear the horde that is following me. And now down there, as you can probably guess, there are enemies also. And there are also conductor crystals around the place. As you're waiting for the mist to subside here, you can just take pot shots at them. And when it's finally gone, you want to move to the open ground and you want to move around the central building, the central construction there, to destroy the conductors. At this point there is infinite spawns, they'll just keep coming. And what you're basically waiting for is for the relic to reach its destination. There are 3 bulbs in the mid. In order to be able to reach it, you have to break them, and I don't think the event will complete unless you break those bulbs. So make sure the area is relatively safe by destroying the conductors, and then move in the center to the bulbs. Everything was on empty here, so I use the Challenger ability that also breaks them, and as you can see, I'm still just waiting. Got cooped here, but by the end of the event, the relic reaches the ground, creates a shockwave, kills everything, and you can go and loot the Heart Seed. Hope this helps, guys. Sub, like, hit the bell. I'm covering everything I can get my hands on in Remnant, and until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection. Cheers!